My heart belongs to Chucky. Oh, hey you! Welcome to my channel, welcome back. Maryam here, and as you can see, I am dressed in costume. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to get this Bride of Chucky Halloween makeup look tutorial using all the products, all the makeup, all the clothing that you already have at home. We are not going out to the store. We're not going to Party City. We are not going anywhere. We are just shopping in our own closets. At least that's what I did. In this case, I've already had the wig. I already had the coat. I had the choker. I had everything. This look was actually fairly easy for me to put together and I had so much fun. So I hope you guys do the same. I hope you enjoy this video. I hope it inspires you. So yeah, let's get into it. Remember to subscribe if you aren't already, notification bell. And now let's hit it. Bride of Chucky Halloween tutorial. Here we come. Alright, so the wig cap is on because this time I've decided I am going for a wig. I've got my wig prepared over here. Basically a blonde wig with some black roots. That is what we are doing for the Bride of Chucky. I've got my MC jacket prepared. I've got my choker. I've got my black nails. I've got my Chucky tattoo with the heart. I drew the heart. Lee drew the Chucky. You could probably tell it's not perfect. I've got my corset and I'm going to show you my whole entire outfit. Basically, these are all things that I already own in my closet. I own this leather jacket. I've had it for years. I've had this choker. There was nothing new that I bought for this particular Halloween costume and look. I'm saying this because you shouldn't go out and buy anything either. This is the easiest costume of all time, especially if you already have certain Bride of Chucky features. Quick little story while I prime my face with the DANESSA MYRICKS Blurring Balm Powder. So I have never actually been the Bride of Chucky for Halloween, but I have been teased and taunted that I look like the Bride of Chucky since grade school. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's my large cheekbones or if it's my very evil looking brows. I don't know if it's because I was developed very early and most boys were afraid of me, but literally everybody used to call me the Bride of Chucky, that I look like her, that I act like her, and that I scare them just like her. I like to think it was because the actress who played the Bride of Chucky, Jennifer Tilly, is like half Chinese, and so we both have that little bit of the Asian persuasion happening. So all you boys who used to taunt me back then, this one's for you. JK. No, but seriously, for me, whenever I think of a Halloween costume or anything that I want to do, I always look at my features and I wonder if I can pull it off. One thing I will mention is that I've seen a lot of people try to do this Halloween costume or Halloween makeup look, and I don't think everyone can pull it off. I feel like you have to look a certain way. You have to have a certain degree of evil in your features already in order for it to work. Like, for example, I noticed that Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker did the Bride of Chucky and Chucky last year, and Travis looked amazing. I can't say the same thing for Kourtney. I feel like she just could not pull off the costume. I feel like her longer face, her softer features just did not go with this look. For me, I feel like I have a little bit of an advantage, so I'm gonna utilize it. All right, so first things first, my face is primed. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the brows. If I get hot, I may take off this MC jacket, but I'm trying to give you the look before the look is already live. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my Benefit 24-hour brow setter because this one is the gluiest brow glue of all time. And I'm gonna make sure to brush my crazy wolfy eyebrows up, and then I'm gonna brush them down into themselves. This is how I'm gonna create a thinner, more defined, more arched brow shape. Basically, my brow shape is already arched, but it is not very thin. But as you can see, with this brow glue, I can manipulate it in a way to make it look like it's much thinner than what it is. I can literally just gather my brow hairs into a string and make it look like I have string brows. You don't actually have to do this if you don't have this kind of brow shape, or if you don't have much brow hairs to begin with. You can just draw it on, honestly. But for me, I'm gonna utilize what I think is already working. So this brow came out really, really good. I think I was able to make it super, super arched and super stringy. So now let's work on this one. This one is a lot softer and not as archy as the other one. I'm gonna make it work. Again, brushing it up. Whew, very wolfy in the ends. And then I'm kind of gathering my brows into a thin string and I'm pushing them down together to create that arch. I honestly can't even tell you if I've seen the movie The Bride of Chucky. I just know that this character has always been so popular for Halloween, and I don't know why I've never attempted it. Maybe it's because I was always insecure. And man, if I attempt this look, everyone will be calling me the Bride of Chucky forever, for the rest of my life. But these brows are looking good. They are going places. Oh yeah. Okay, so next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna leave the brows alone. I am going to shape them a little bit better with a pencil, but for now I need this glue to dry. Next, I'm gonna pick up that same GRAFTOBIAN palette. Oof, I need to clean that one. Same GRAFTOBIAN palette from the previous video, from the Wednesday. And by the way, if you need more inspo, if you don't want to be the Bride of Chucky, but you want to be Wednesday, or if you want to be the She-Devil, if you want to be Maleficent, if you want to be a good old vampire, nice and old school, or a witch, I have those videos for you. So just check out my Halloween playlist. I have tons of options actually, because I do love this season, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so for my skin concoction, and before I begin, I should probably pull up my reference picture just to show you what I'm going for. Oh, there she is, Tiffany. She is looking so good. So the complexion is basically like a fair but warmer complexion. I even have the creepiest doll over here, but it looks so amazing. I have to go for it. I just noticed that her eyeshadow is actually a bit on the purple side, and I for some reason thought it was all black, and I don't think I have a purple. So I'm just gonna have to reconfigure that real quick. But for now, let's focus on the skin. The skin looks like a light, warmish complexion, that of a doll. So I'm not gonna really change that. Just mixing up my little concoction over here. Oh, and now that I have my corset on, you can probably tell how different the skin tone on my face is from my actual body. So for everyone who's always accusing me of bottle tanning, nope, this is just how I am. But anyway, I'm gonna make this complexion match my body just a little bit better since my shoulders and everything will be open, my chest is exposed. This is a really nice palette, not just for Halloween, but for any occasion. If you're a makeup artist, this will come in really handy with brides, for any stage makeup. I love that it can be applied all the way to full coverage, or it can be sheared out. But for now, this complexion seems okay to me. It's not too sheer, it's not too full, it's just right. But I do want it to be a little bit doll-like, a little bit more plastic looking. So I am gonna add a pinch more makeup than I normally do. I'm actually gonna reach into one of these shades for concealer as well. Just gonna apply that straight from the palette with my fingers, just like highlighting certain areas. I really wanna highlight the cheekbones, and I'm definitely going to contour just to make that part of my face even more structured, even more round, even more aggressive. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. For the contour, I'm actually gonna use the Nude Sticks Tinted Blur Foundation Stick in shade Nude N.5 Deep. This one I think is a really, really nice contour. Not only does it add warmth, but it is just super easy to use. Once again, I'm gonna pull up the reference photo just so I can look at our bride's features. So I am gonna carve out those cheekbones. I am gonna contour the nose because Tiffany the doll has the tiniest little nose. So we are going to recreate it. Just have some dimples over here, and that's pretty much that. I'm gonna use the same brush. I'm gonna blend out my contour, which in this case, I don't mind it being warm because the doll still has a lifelike appearance as opposed to being a dead doll. Pushing those cheekbones up, rounding out the cheeks. And now for the nose, I'm gonna use this smaller brush. This one is from Keys Soul Care. Nope, it's from Motives. And I'm just gonna press this contour shade in, not actually smearing it or smudging it. I'm just kind of tapping it in. Kinda like that, yes. And then for the highlight, I'm gonna take this Rare Beauty brush. Just gonna make sure everything is nice and smooth in the highlight areas. I'm just tapping out the concealer and also bringing it along the side of the nose to make the nose appear slimmer and tinier. Reverse contouring the nose contour. Just using my finger here to melt everything together. Also raising those cheekbones up by spreading that highlighter all the way to the temple like that. And here we go. I don't know why high cheekbones and arched brows make you look more sinister and more evil. I don't know why that is, but I'm just glad I can utilize these features for Halloween. I'm just gonna tap everything with a brush, go over everything so that the blending is seamless and not too harsh. Just like that. All right, I am done with the palette, closing it down, and now I'm ready to set everything with powder. I'm gonna be using the Laura Mercier setting powder. I actually don't want a pink under eye or anything like that. Tell me why I have a one size puff in my Laura Mercier and a Huda Beauty puff in my one size. I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty puff because it's a little bit more precise. Before I actually do all the baking, I'm gonna take my brush. This one is Charlotte T. I'm gonna just set all the highlight zones first before I even bake them. I almost forgot to do this, but I find that this method makes things a little bit more seamless and a little bit more solid. And because I'm going for a doll look, essentially, I want things to be solid. I want things to look kind of plasticky almost, not so lifelike. So I just set in between my brows. Now I'm gonna set my under eye and also along the side of the nose, making sure there's no creases. Gonna set the chin. Gonna reverse contour real quick. Then I'm gonna use a big old brush, whatever's remaining here. I'm gonna stamp that all over my face like that. And then once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go back to my puff and I'm going to bake and reverse contour some of the other areas. And like that. Alani, this is my last gummy. JK, JK, JK. Okay, where was I? So now that my face is powdered down, I am baking the sides of the nose and the under eye. I'm gonna take my Too Faced Cloud Crush blush in the shade Tequila Sunset. I feel like the Bride of Chucky is a tequila girl. I'm a tequila girl. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of this corally orange blush right to the cheeks, just like that. Next, I'm gonna take my Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, just a tiny bit on a sponge. I'm gonna add that to my pore zones. I feel like I kind of missed that spot. It still looks a little bit shiny. So I'm just gonna make sure that it is seamless, is nicely blended with everything else, and that there is no shine. Don't want human flesh shine. I want this to look doll-like and not very much lifelike. So no shine, no pores, none of that. I want my skin to be fake looking. Okay, good enough. So now that the complexion is essentially done, I'm gonna work on the brows. So for the brows, I'm gonna use a black pencil. This one from Makeup Forever. This is the Artist Color Pencil in the shade Whatever Black. I'm gonna get my reference picture one more time because this is kind of a crucial step. And I'm not saying you have to have a thin brow shape as the doll, but I think the angle and just like the vibe is what I'm going for. I do want this to be very blocky. And so I'm going to emphasize the shape like that. I'm going to emphasize the arch like that. And then also going to emphasize the inner part of the brow like that. Next, I'm gonna take a tiny little brush, something like this. And because my brow is already glued down, it's gonna be hard for me to get in between those brows. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm blending this pencil, which is a very, very blendable, easily smudgeable pencil. I'm blending that color into the brow like that. And same thing here. Again, I'm lifting the arch up. I'm kind of pulling this shape down. And I'm extending the tail. This is almost a chola brow, but just a little bit more cartoon-like, a little bit more exaggerated, like that. And then I'm gonna take this NARS Golden Eye Light Reflecting Eye Brightener. Ooh, cat hair is itching me. I'm gonna take this little chisel brush. This one's from Morphe, it's old. Pick up a little bit of that, and I'm gonna carve out my brow from the bottom, like that. Don't worry if you're getting it on top of your hair, it doesn't matter. I feel like that is looking pretty good, pretty sinister. I do want to do one more thing, and that is clean up a little bit on the top, but just slightly. Just like the tiniest little flick, like that. And then the rest of it I'm just gonna smudge down. I'm gonna use that as my eye brightener and a base for my eye makeup, like that. Now to complete now to complete the same thing on the other eye, I'm just gonna look into my mirror. Again, re-emphasize the arch, re-emphasize the tail end, and then pull down the front of the brow, just like that. And now blend. Okay, this one looks really, really crazy. So I'm definitely gonna need to clean it up. That's what concealer is for. Better. And now I'm just blending like that. And then I'm gonna set everything once more. Just gonna set the top so that there's no shine from the concealer. Like that. Oh my god, these eyebrows are so insane, but in such a good way. Wait till you see the whole look all together. Alright, so now that the eyebrows are done, I am ready for the eyes. So for the eyes, I'm gonna prime my lids first and foremost. Fenty Beauty primer. I'm gonna grab this Pat McGrath palette. This is Mothership 10 Moonlit Seduction. And this is the purple shade that I'm gonna be utilizing for that smoke. I'm gonna need that reference picture one more time. And yeah, I can definitely see that there's a lot of smoky purple around the eye. So what I'm gonna do first and foremost, the main palette that I was going to use and I'm still going to use is actually the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 3 palette. This is a palette that I've been using a lot lately, and to me, it is the perfect smoky eye palette. So I'm gonna be utilizing these two shades, the cream and also the black, perhaps a cooler brown or two, and definitely that purple. So first things first, you need a little sustenance. By the way, you could also use a black crayon like this, either the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil or this one from Heart Candy, which is actually super, super nice. Matter of fact, I'm gonna use this because chances are not everyone has the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions. So I just wanna show you how easy this is and also how inexpensive. So basically, I am gonna line and rim my entire eye shape with this. I'm not gonna be shy about it. Don't worry about it looking creepy for now. I'm just applying it all over my movable lid, inner corner, and surrounding the whole eye shape. This is the perfect base for a smoky eye, especially for a black smoky eye. Next, I'm gonna take a small smudger brush. This one is the Precision Firm Blender from Sigma E42. I'm gonna start blending that. I don't even think this brush is clean, but it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna start blending that, kind of getting rid of that shine. Basically, I'm thinning out the product and I'm making sure that the edges are looking smoky and smudged out. I'm not touching so much the inner corner just yet. I'm just working on the lid, kind of taking it up past the crease like that. I'm gonna work on both eyes at the same time, making sure I'm blending out the product and I'm thinning it out evenly. And remember not to do any harsh tugging or pulling. This pencil is very soft and it's easy to manage, so you don't need to pull very hard. In fact, you don't need to pull at all. Just like little dabbing motions. Also, the great part about this makeup is that it doesn't need to be perfect. It can be messy because the Bride of Chucky is a messy one. She is a messy bitch, and so is her makeup. Same thing with the lower lash line. We are just dragging that down and making it look like a shadow. Like that. Okay, I feel like that's a pretty good base, although hers, or rather the character's, is a little bit more rounded and into the brow here in this section. So I'm just gonna lift that darkness up a little bit more right here. Just like that. And then I'm gonna take this very soft, cooler, mauvier, taupier shade. The reason why is because I think it'll blend the best into the purple. I'm gonna take a brush like this, dip right in. I'm gonna start applying that directly onto the border between the smudge and my skin. I'm also applying that right underneath into the inner corner, kind of all around, if you will. And then same thing here. Again, I want the shape to be rounded, not too pulled out, which is different from how I apply my makeup, and it's what makes it appear a little bit more costumey to me, at least on me. That looks like a really nice smoky eye, actually. I need it to be messier. So I'm gonna close up this palette. I'm gonna reach into the purple. I'm ready for that purple. This one here. I'm just gonna apply that a little bit lower, just kind of smoking it in there, adding a little bit of interest. Same thing with the lower lash line. Notice I'm not even switching the brush because I don't want this to be too precise and too pretty looking. I still want it to be a little bit on the grungy side, a little bit on the messy side, you know? That looks so good. All right, I guess I'm done with the purple for now. Gonna go back to the black. And here I'm gonna need something a little bit more precise, maybe even a finger, or maybe this dirty rougher brush will do. Pick up that black. Look how pigmented that black is. Wow. And so that I'm gonna apply all over the lid, sealing in that crayon and completing the smoky eye gradient. This is like a charcoal black type of black. Probably one of the blackest you will find on the market. But honestly, any black eyeshadow will do. And what's great about it is that there's virtually no fallout at all. But because we have the baking powder underneath, that will also catch the fallout. I'm gonna take a smaller crease brush. I'm just gonna gently go over the border of that, just to make sure everything is nice and smoked out and seamless. That looks pretty powerful, pretty powerful. I'm gonna take that same black and just run that along my lower lash line, blending with the other eyeshadows. That is essentially that. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. Pack on that black first, like that. And then with a crease brush, just going around and smudging like that. I think my smoky eye is officially complete. I'm now gonna get rid of all of that white powder, baking powder all around the nose, around the eyes. And then with the Pat eyeshadow palette, I wanna add just a little bit of a highlight using this eyeshadow right here. So I'm just gonna take a little bit on the brush, get a smile, and I've got a little bit of a highlight right here on the apple of my cheek, as opposed to on the top of the cheekbone. I'm gonna blend that out into the cheekbone, but essentially the main highlight is gonna happen here, like that. And don't worry, I'm not quite yet done with the eyes. I still have lashes and my waterline, so I'm gonna use this CoverGirl waterproof pencil. This one's a clean formula, so it won't make you tear up. Honestly, I can even tightline on camera. That's how gentle this formula is. I'm just applying this to the entire waterline, top and bottom, If I have blue contacts, this would totally complete the look. But not only do I not have blue contacts, like I said, my eyes are super, super sensitive. And every time I put on contacts, it takes me days to recover from it. Like my eyes will be watering, they'll be so itchy and so red. So I'm just not gonna do that to myself. Imagine me with blue contacts. But it's gonna be brown eyes for me for this look. Okay, that looks ferocious. A lash would probably do this look some justice, but I honestly just feel like adding mascara. So I'm gonna curl my lashes. I'm gonna add a couple of coats of this CoverGirl Cleantopia mascara that I really like. I have it here in the shade Extreme Black. I'm just gonna apply this very, very messy, just like that. A little bit on the lower lashes as well, because it's a smoky look. I sometimes like to apply a waterproof pencil directly into my crease, like that. And that's it, the eyes are complete. We've got just the lips, and for the lips, I'm going for this very glossy black lip with a little mole on the top. I actually already have a very tiny little freckle right here, so I'm gonna apply the mole literally on top of my freckle. Just emphasize it, like that, perfect. And I'm gonna use my whatever black pencil from Makeup Forever. I'm gonna create a very sharp Cupid's bow, and kind of like overline the top lip just a bit. I'm gonna feather in this black pencil. By the way, this particular liner can be used all over the face, not just on the eyes, but also on the lips, also on the face. So essentially, that is the outline. I have a whole bag over here with some of my favorite black lippies. I think what I'm gonna go for, and what you could probably still find, is this Milani Amore Matte liquid lipstick. And I also have the same Milani Amore Matte, but in a different package. Oh, this is actually Amore Shine. So this is the gloss version. Okay, actually gonna just use these two. I have other options, but I'm not sure how easy those other options are to find. So I'm gonna use the liquid lipstick first. Thankfully, this one dries pretty quickly. I'm just waiting for this one to set. My only problem right now is that I actually have a cat hair in my eye, right over my iris. So unnecessary at the moment. All right, and once that has had a chance to set and dry, I'm gonna apply the gloss right on top. If you don't have a black gloss, you can just apply a clear gloss. It'll work just fine. And that looks amazing. It's time for the wig. Just gonna flip it. You ready? I'm ready. This wig is hot, but I'm hotter. So here's the final look. Make sure you get yourself a nice knife prop so you could be the bride of Chucky. I think I'm ready to step into character. I guess I can see why they always said I look like the bride of Chucky, because I think I do in fact embody the bride of Chucky. What do you think, Lee? Have I become her?
Yeah.
Or not?
You like Elmira too.
Oh, that's another good look I should probably consider doing next year. So basically for this look, all you need is a leather jacket, something white underneath, not even necessarily a wedding gown, a corset will do, and just a bunch of black makeup. And of course the arched brows. Some black nails, a good fake knife, and you're set and you're ready to slay. Okay, so honestly guys, I am feeling myself really hard in this costume. I feel like this Halloween makeup look was absolutely made for me and for my features. And I honestly feel like I might just wear it again. It is just too good. I really love the smoky eye. I love the blonde wig with the black roots, the jacket, the tattoo, thanks to Lee. It's all working and I'm into it. So if you guys enjoyed this video, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you are gonna be trying out this look. I hope you do. And if you do recreate it, I wanna see your recreation. So definitely tag me on my IG, on my TikTok, so that I can see it and like it and give you guys a shout out. All right, on that positive note, I wanna wish you guys a happy and safe Halloween. Prop knives. I'm gonna zoom on out. I'm gonna wish you guys a farewell. Peace out. I'm out. Deuces.